We thought it would be useful if we shared with you a Christmas thought from our grief aware perspective. So I'm going to ask Deb to kick off with there's an obvious recognition that there's 365 days in a year. Christmas Day is one day, and there's something that is heightened about that. Why is it that we're going to specifically talk about Christmas?
I think because Christmas isn't always easy. It's quite a difficult season to hold, and it's made more difficult because we focus on one day and make it all about that one day, which means we do a lot of having to get ready, a lot of organising, a lot of shopping for food, for presents, a lot of working out who we need to see when and juggling relatives and other people's expectations, all to make this one day work. And I think that is stressful for a lot of people. But when we're doing that and trying to hold the fact that somebody that we love isn't there, is no longer with us, or multiple people, it can make that one day seem even more overwhelming and just too much.
Yeah, which would make sense. I mean, I think, like you say, everybody can acknowledge that it's full on trying to bring Christmas together for everybody. And then when you add into that the additional layer of grief and grieving, then it definitely appears to become much harder. Yeah. Okay. Now, you've got a thing about time versus experience, and I think it's something which is a real, really good perspective for us to understand. So could you try to highlight for us the difference between time and experience?
Yeah, so for me this is a key understanding in how I hold my perspective on grief and how we journey with grief. A lot of people say that time heals, and I don't agree, but let me explain why I don't agree. Because I don't think it's time, I think it's experience that heals. So I'll do my little example because I think it gives it it fleshes it out a bit. If you have a kitchen bin, and for some reason known only to yourself, you decide to move this kitchen bin, you're so used to going to put your rubbish in the place where the bin was that for a while, maybe a few weeks if you're me, you still go back to that same place, or at least you start to, before you realise, oh, I've moved the bin, and you have to go somewhere else. It takes time, but it takes the experience of doing the action of putting the rubbish in the bin for you to learn that the bin has gone. Because if you were to go on holiday for a couple of weeks, having just moved your bin, because that's what people do, they could be away for 2 weeks and come back, but nothing would have changed. They wouldn't have had the experience of using the bin to have learnt that it's somewhere else. So it isn't the fact that just time has passed, it's the fact that it's the experience that you've had with it within that time context that has changed things.
Okay, and I get that from, when I was younger, my parents moved the staircase in our house, which is a little bit random, and I gradually, so it was over time that I got used to it, but I got used to it because over time, on a daily basis, several times a day, I would be going up and down the stairs, and so the experiences started to reprogram almost effectively in my head, and I got used to the staircase not being where I thought it was. Although every now and then I would slip back into I can still picture the original staircase, which is really odd because that was like 40 plus years ago. So yeah. Okay, so that's interesting. How does that relate to our grief journeys?
So I think specifically with Christmas, we only get to do Christmas once a year. So learning how to do that without those people that we've loved is difficult because we don't get to practice it. It just happens. So we get to do it this year, and then we might get to do it the next year, but we've had to wait a whole other year. We haven't practiced it. So every time, even if it's been 10 years since somebody that you love has died, you've only had 10 opportunities to experience Christmas without them and to practice doing it without them. So it just takes those experiences to learn that they're not here and that it's different. So I think that can make Christmas harder.
So if that's how we understand the Christmas season, what tangibly can we do about that?
I think there's some practical things in the day-to-day as we get ready for Christmas and as we prepare, that we find ways to cope with some of the feelings that knowing they're not going to be here and that they aren't here as we're getting ready evoke, and some of those thoughts. I think we can, it depends who we are, we all cope in different ways, but talking to other people that we trust about how we're feeling and what we're thinking, Finding things that we do enjoy doing and giving our time to some of that. Maybe journaling. Things that are creative can really help people express some of their thoughts and feelings. But I think beyond that, there's a whole grieving journey that we need to go on. And grieving is about understanding who we now are in light of the experiences that we've had, and how we still hold a relationship with those people that are no longer with us. So at Christmas, our roles do change. The loss of somebody that we love, that we would have shared Christmas with, can change the way we have to do Christmas. So understanding who we are within that can be hard, but it's something to give some thought to. And also because I think it's important to work out how we continue our relationship with people that are no longer here. There's things that we can do, rituals that we can recreate that kind of keep them part of it and help us remember them and bring them into Christmas this year, even though they're not physically present with us. And it's worth giving some thought perhaps to that and what that might look like for you and your family at Christmas.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So let's close out our Christmas thought. We've obviously got another Grief Aware course starting in the new year, January the 8th, is it?
Starts on January the 8th. There's still places. There's an in-person and an online course running. And if you'd like to know more, if you'd like to get involved with that, then you can get in touch with us. Details are all on our website.
Ah, yes. Oh, what's our web address, Deb?
Oh, gosh. www.prodigal.org.uk/grief aware.
That'll do. That'll get you there. Excellent. All right. That's our thought for you for Christmas. Go well and
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thank you.